Hello Finxters. In this video we will review compressing PDF files using Python. Now perhaps you have a PDF file that you want to compress, perhaps you want to make more room for storage, or perhaps you want to reduce the amount of time it takes to transfer it over the internet, something like that. There are a number of options for that sort of thing, many of them online. There are, of course, concerns with that. Suppose you have many files where you want to do such compression. With the online resources, you're limited to a certain limited number of files that you compress at one time. Of course, it takes time to upload and then download the results from the online resources, and also perhaps you're uncomfortable with sending your PDF documents out to the open internet. Well, it turns out that we can use Python to address all of these issues. Before we go into how we compress PDF files using Python, you should understand some of the limitations. It turns out that PDFs are already fairly compressed. The text and vector graphics portions of PDF documents are already zip compressed internally. So the way that there is some benefit to compression is essentially by compressing the image portion of PDFs. So when you compress your PDFs, you may get a smaller file, you may have some success compressing, but that is at the cost of reducing the image quality in your PDF images. So you'll have to decide what you're comfortable with, how much compression versus how much image quality loss. A programmer going by the handle Thico74 has written a Python script called pdfcompressor.py, which serves as a wrapper for ghost script functions that actually do the compressing. This script can be downloaded from this location. Also, make sure that Ghost script is installed on your system. Ultimately, we will be writing a Python script that does the compression of the files. So first we will make a directory to hold that script. Note I'm using Linux here and the command line to make the directory. You can use your preferred file manager or any other tool like that to do this instead. Now we'll also create the batch file, or excuse me, the Python script that will do the compressing. In this case, I've just created the file. I haven't actually filled it out yet. We'll fill it out in just a couple of minutes. When we do create the script, one of the things we will do within it is import PDF compressor as a module. So we'll need to prepare for that. So we will make a subdirectory where we will store that module. And we will copy PDF compressor into that subdirectory. And we also need to create a file called init.py, and this is double underscore around that init. Now this file can be empty, but it does need to be there, and that file indicates to Python that that folder is a part of a package, and that Python is to look within that folder for any modules that are to be imported. Now we will go back up to the directory that holds our script, which we haven't written yet, and we will copy into that directory the PDF document that we want to compress, which in this case is Finxter's Python cheat sheet. So just to be clear, what we have is our folder, our directory, which holds our script and the document that we will be compressing, and then a subdirectory that holds the module, and we'll go in that for a second. And that contains the module pdf compressor.py and init.py, or double score init double score.py. That again is the indicator to Python that this is a package with a module. Now that we've completed the setup, we're ready to go ahead and edit our edit our script file. And here is the script we have written. We start out by importing from the PDF compressor module. We import the compress function, and then we call the compress function on the PDF document we want to compress. The compress function takes 3 arguments. It takes the input file path, then the output file path, and then a power number which corresponds to how much compression is desired for the document. Here are the compression levels going from least compressed to most compressed according to the documentation within the PDF compressor script. Now let's run our script. And it is done, and as you can see, the file has been compressed by 51%. Recall we said that the image portion of PDF documents are what gets compressed, and here on our Python cheat sheet, the Finxter logo is the portion that is an image portion, and notice it's a sharply well-defined text in this original in this original version of the document. And here's the compressed version of the cheat sheet of the PDF document, and as you can see, the image portion of the document, the Finxter logo, is a little bit less image quality. Obviously, the user is free to experiment with different power settings to decide on preferred compression versus image quality loss. Obviously, the script we used was very simple and only compressed 1 file. To compress more files, you can edit the script to loop through the various files that you want to compress. but we leave that for you, the viewer, as an exercise. We hope that you have found this video enjoyable and helpful. Thank you for watching.